Hi everybody, I'm Dustin Strong, holistic nutritionist, and this video we're continuing our conversation about those essential nutrients that are really needed for a properly working immune system, and they also tend to be underrepresented within the standard American diet. Today we're specifically talking about one of my favorites, essential fatty acids. Fats have been very misunderstood, and over the last 10 years or so we've really started to come around to get the full respect for them that they should have. And when I start to explain to you how much this is going to play into your immune system, it's going to be something I want you to keep at the forefront of your mind when you're thinking about your health going forward. One thing to point out about these is that it is a macronutrient, just like protein. And when I explain this to people, I want you to think about it like this. It's like building a house. The proteins and the fats are like the foundation and the framework of the home, without which it doesn't matter what else you deliver to this building site, you can't do anything with it because the foundation and the framework isn't there yet. Doesn't matter if you're bringing windows or siding or electrical wiring. All of that has to wait until we have that. Now your body's the same way when it comes to these macronutrients. We have a lot of people saying, well, vitamin D is very important to your immune system, and it is. And vitamin A is important to your immune system. And people are saying vitamin E, don't forget vitamin E. Do not forget vitamin E, but do not forget this first. These are fat-soluble vitamins, meaning you have to have the fat to utilize them. We also talk about things like minerals and getting these minerals around, like calcium. The next video, we're actually going to discuss that. But we're doing this one first, because without that essential fat, we can't deliver the calcium to where it needs to go to be able to have the effect that we're looking for it to do. So again, systemically, these essential fats are really important. And why am I talking about this now? Because we have learned over time that people have not been getting enough. It applies to so many aspects of your health, your brain health, your heart health, your inflammatory state. That's all going to be dependent on whether or not you're getting enough essential fatty acids into your life. And there's a great assessment tool that we have come up with recently that I've been lucky enough to be a little bit ahead of it being released to use on myself. And it's called the Omega Index. And what this does is it gives you the option to be able to look into your body and see where you fall in this omega-3 index, whether or not you have enough in your body. And now here's the shocking thing, is I did it on myself, and I've been putting a lot of attention to making sure that I am getting a good amount of omega-3. And yes, I was lucky enough to fall within the range of where is healthy. Now, I would expect myself to be at the top of that range, but I was still at the bottom of that range. And now here's what really caught my attention. When we're piloting this across the country and we were using holistic practitioners who have an awareness of the importance of this, a lot of them were falling even lower on that. Some of them down between 4 and 5%, meaning even those who know the value of this don't really know the value of this. It is so important, and I want to encourage you all to put your attention more on making sure that you are getting your fair share of omega-3 fatty acids to keep yourself healthy. I also get a lot of people asking me about things like herbs and essential oils. Now, there's a really important thing I want to point out here about those. There's absolutely a lot of value to those, and I don't want to dismiss that at all. However, there's a big distinction here that we're talking about when we're talking about our health. You can live without the herbs and the essential oils. You cannot live without these essential nutrients. Please keep that in mind. So before you're trying to add anything in to try to reach some type of effect within the body, first make sure that you have the things that your body needs to respond to bring that effect. And that applies so much so to when we're talking about something as massive as a macronutrient like essential fatty acids. So a lot of people are, of course, going to ask me, what do I do to make sure that I'm getting up there? And sourcing is very, very important for this. We hear a lot about fish oils, and there are a lot of fish oils out there, and a lot of them I would not touch myself. So you have to be very careful about the quality in the sourcing. I'm always looking for a good whole food source. Things like tuna oil and cod liver oil are going to be excellent choices. And as many of you know, I'm a massive fan of Standard Process, and I do find that they have an excellent source. By the way, for those of you who are not familiar with that yet, find someone who is a Standard Process practitioner to help you identify what are going to be the best products for you, as well as reaching out to them to see if they have the capacity to bring this omega-3 index to you, because it should be available by the end of April 2020. I really believe everybody should take the time to find out where they fall on that spectrum so that they know that there's so many things that they may be doing and not getting the result, and it could be because they don't have these bigger foundational pieces first. All right, hope this was helpful for everybody. We will be going into another micronutrient next, and one of the ones that we find to be missing from the standard American diet. So keep your mind open to this. Make sure that you're thinking about incorporating those healthy fats into your life, and if you have any questions, you know where to find us. Have a good one.